55 hours have never gone by so fast. Wow. 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 You know, when I start off a video like that, I'm talking about something epic. And you bet it's epic because it's Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain. Boom, baby. Yes, this game is here and I've beat it. I've done the main story and it's time to review it. This game is outstanding. I have never played a game for so long where it seems so fast and so short. This game can get very addicting, I will say. Let's start off with the story. So the story immediately gets your attention with a very intense and claustrophobic prologue in a hospital where you're barely escaping, and in that moment you realize, wow, this is something special. This is intense. That was probably the most intense prologue I've ever played before. That scene was just incredible. So immediately the game started off, and it was already the best game of the year so far. It was incredible. So you basically eventually get out of the hospital, and you form your comrades with Diamond Dogs, which is this military organization that Snake is in charge of, and he's a part of. And there you see Ocelot and the others. And it's in Mother Base where you establish a very big gameplay function, which is managing your base and all your troops, and all their different levels have an impact on your weapons and your overall progress. That's very important. And it can be a little overwhelming at first, like learning about the staff management and all the tools in the base, but you do manage to get the hang of it after a while, and it becomes very easy and fun to follow. That's one of the big gameplay functions that is required to progress. But yeah, the story goes on there, and then after that certain point in the intro, your story begins, and you're basically going on missions throughout two main locations, which is Afghanistan and Africa. And I have to say that those locations look gorgeous. This game, this open world, is gorgeous that they've created. And Solid Snake, the character, is awesome. I've never played a Metal Gear game before, but he's easily one of my favorite video game characters of all time now. And this franchise has definitely got my interest after playing this game. So this is definitely the first one I've ever played, because I don't think Ground Zeroes really counts, because that's more of a prologue to this game. But it's very important that you do play Ground Zeroes because it connects right into this game. So yeah, I would say that the story really progresses when you start meeting your buddies, which is a Diamond Dog and Quiet, who is that sniper female who we saw revealed in the trailers. She's a beautiful and awesome sidekick as well. She's a very big character. She's in the game like probably 80% of the time, whether you choose to play with her or your Diamond Dog pup, which is awesome as well, because both those allies have functions that make the game 10 times easier and 10 times more fun. Diamond Dog, who is a little puppy when you find him in the beginning, and he evolves and grows up into becoming your buddy, can spot out enemies by finding them on the battlefield immediately on the radar. And Sniper, Quiet, obviously, guess can snipe them out. And they both have, well, Quiet has a bigger part of the story, and it's very exciting and interesting to see how her character goes through the entire game with all these different changes and big events that happen around her. So they're basically, the main villain of this game is the Skullface, who is this really messed up, tormented villain who is planning on nuking the world. And it's up to Big Boss and the Diamond Dogs to stop all of it. And basically you're on this hunt the whole time to get them. And you do all these missions to find out evidence and find out where their plans are. And there's also other villains that come into place. There's these mutant skull characters, which I did not expect. It's crazy to see this genre change while you're playing the story. It goes from like an classic action adventure to a sci-fi action to straight up sometimes semi-horror. There's an awesome Easter egg in this game, which I'm sure you know of from Hideo Kojima's failed project, which I was like, oh my god, why isn't it happening? But yeah, that's there. And the story is really It's great. The story is great. I don't know why people are saying there's not enough focus on the story, because there definitely is. There's plenty of cutscenes in this game. There's enough to satisfy you. But the main star of this game is the open world gameplay and the freedom of taking outposts, the customization of the supply drops, customizing all your weapons, sending your men on dispatch missions. There's so much to do in this world, and it's just so fun to play. They made this game also first and third person mode, where it's just so customizable to create your own action scenes. There's so many fun missions throughout. I really like the African setting. It's really fun. The commands that you can do, they really make it fun to play. This is a very well done game. I would say my favorite part of this game is the 22, because this game, halfway through, you get to a chapter 1 ending where it looks like you beat the entire game. This game has so many classic things that clearly stand out from Hideo Kojima's style, and it's having all the credits appear after every mission, having his name pop up all the time, even having a full-blown credit scene after the just first part of the game. At that moment, I thought, I was like, did I beat the game already? Did I beat Metal Gear Phantom Pain? That was it? I'm like, because that scene felt like, well, this feels like a conclusion of a game, but it's not. But I will say that the first half of the game is definitely a lot better and stronger in the story department, because I feel like more story missions are put back to back together. The only weakness of this game is in the second half, where you have to replay some of the same. Well, you don't have to, but I didn't know that until I replayed most of them. Where you have to replay some of the same missions you already played in the first game, just in a higher and impossible difficulty, where you have to do it in all stealth mode with no weapons, no chicken hat, which I will say the chicken hat is hilarious. This game is so good because it throws in all these hilarious concepts, and you take them, you buy them for what they are, and they fit into the world so much. I just love every part of it, but I think the first part of the game was definitely more strong in the story. And when the story does come to a conclusion, though, and you finally get to episode 46, which is the final chapter, if you didn't know, and I will do a spoiler review probably, most likely, because that ending is pretty amazing too. I can imagine a lot of fans being pissed off about it, and I totally understand that, because for me it's the first game I ever played, so I don't have this strong history tie-in with Snake and what they do with the story, but I loved the twist. It was really interesting. And I think a lot of characters, all the main characters, get perfect amount of screen time. The story just balanced out perfect, and the gameplay was just perfect. I just really liked a lot of things about this game. It was just so much fun. The only thing is that it gets a little hard and a little frustrating sometimes when you have to replay those missions again in the higher difficulty. But I find that this game is just everything you want from a third-person action-adventure game. It is pure tactical espionage operations. It truly is an amazing game, and it's well worth the wait for Metal Gear fans, and it's probably going to be the best game of the year for me and for a lot of people. It's just an outstanding game. There's no other way to do it. Konami, this is their game. This is their face of their company. Metal Gear Solid is one of the most iconic series of all time. And now I get to play it, and I beat it, and I got to be a part of it. I'm so happy. I loved this game and every part of it. So my final verdict for this game, I would give it a 9.7. Yes, that's a really high review, and it really deserves it. This is probably the best game you're going to play this year for gameplay, story, graphics, open world freedom. The amount of fun factor that's in this game is unparalleled to any others this year. There are other amazing games this year, but this one I think will top them all for now. This is Drew's Reviews. I hope you liked this review. I loved this game, and I'm sure you did too, because you would be watching this if you like Metal Gear. Thank you. Please like and subscribe for more movies, games, TV, and fun stuff. Thank you guys. I'll see you later.